March may say he doesn't read the papers and he doesn't listen to what people say, but every coach who says that does listen to.
They hear it.
Yes, they do. Marshall Faulk skating for yardage and getting enough, I believe, for first down. Stopped by Ronnie Hurd.
Who said he can't still run?
Yeah. Well, whoever said he can't still run doesn't know Marshall Faulk. Watch this. He's going to his left, and there's nothing there. Well, let me just peel it back here. Julian Peterson misses, and he gets back to the outside. Now, here's where he shows you just a little bit of speed. He still has that speed, even though he's getting a little older.
Again, you said, I'm going to tell him you said it twice now. Twice. Yeah. Twice you said it. Pat, you heard him. I have a witness. Mike always takes a neutral position, but I'm sure Pat will side with him.
Two tight ends set up for the Rams this time. A running formation. And here's Marshall Faulk skipping into the hole as only he can do. Ready to go in either direction.
Mark Bulger had himself an excellent first half. I mean, what I was impressed with, not only the numbers, but his movements in the pocket, dodging people. Throws one a little bit sidearm to Isaac Bruce. Now, throws it perfectly timed over the middle again to Isaac Bruce. Out into the flat now to Kevin Curtis. Nice little dancing and moving. Sprints out. Let's throw this one to Sean McDonald for the touchdown. He shows you a lot of versatility. People may say, okay, let's get him moving. Well, he's proven that's not a good thing to have him do either if you're a defense.
Second down. Complete to Kevin Curtis.
You know, guys, watching Mark Bulger, I was impressed watching Kurt Warner play today for the Giants. I didn't think that Kurt Warner could do the things that he's doing. I'll be the first to admit, I think he's playing really, really well and gets the ball out of his hands so quickly. Watching Mark Bulger on that last play, you see that same type of quick read, quick set of feet, and get the ball out of your hands and into the hands of the receiver.
Well, Mike March was talking about Kurt Warner last night, saying he was almost psychic that he got the ball out of there so quickly to the right place.
Bulger's been seeing that same cycle.
Flag on the play. Intended for Kevin Curtis. You watch the way Bulger throws. And Joe, I'll ask you this. How many
illegal motion? Number 80 offense. Penalty is declined. Fourth down.
How many times does a quarterback, you hear you got to get you set, you got to turn your shoulders, you got to do, how many times in the game do you have a chance to get set and not have to throw on the move or sidearm or underarm or something like that?
I'd say about 10% of the time that you really get a chance to drop back, set, and throw. Unless you've got like Kerry Collins, for example, who we saw last week with that massive Oakland offensive line, where you do get a chance and you're a big guy, can step and need that room to step. But we're seeing Bulger dance around a lot.
Here's a name I've called before. Sean Landeta punted the ball. Arnaz battled to bring it back. A flag on the play.
Boy, there's a clip on this play, and I mean a really stupid one. They all are anyway.
Well, I was
but
just
this
going to
one,
say, which one makes this one more stupid?
Well, because the guy's already by you, and then you shove him in the back.
Illegal block in the back. Number 35, receiving team during the return. 10-yard penalty. First down. Timeout.
Can you handle the hard-hitting action of American football? A classic battle of offense against defense. The Chiefs and Priest Holmes take on one of the game's great defenses when they play the hard-nosed Ravens. Chiefs-Ravens, live tonight on ESPN.
The classic teams, the classic moments, the classic rivalries. Join us as we relive the most historically renowned matches in the history of the game. The history of cricket continues with the classic matches. Wednesday on ESPN.
We head Head to the links for the '84 Lumber Classic, where PGA star BJ Singh continued a record-breaking year. Singh held off Stuart Sink by 1 stroke, featuring a final round 69, finishing 15 under par. His 8th victory of the year surpasses Tiger Woods for the all-time single-season money title. ESPN celebrates BJ Singh, our Athlete of the Week. ESPN presents the best of Friday night fights. Prior to his 3 classics against Arturo Gatti, Mickey Ward was part of the 2001 Fight of the Year. Don't miss this 12-round classic battle between Ward and Emmanuel Augustus, Friday on ESPN.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
ESPN Sunday Night Football, brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 39. Miller, there's good enough and there's better than it has to be. Miller, good call. Toyota, choose any direction as long as it's moving forward. And UPS, what can Brown do for you?
If the Bay Area was an independent country, it would rank as the world's 21st largest economy. Residents possess the 3rd highest discretionary income in the United States.
Means they're rich.
That's exactly what it
A whole bunch of
means.
rich people out here.
Well, let me just tell you guys something. On the very first drive, when the 49ers came out and they looked so good, they went 51 yards on that drive. Ever since then, okay, they got 1 yard there. Ever since then, they've had a total of 49 yards, including that last 1 yard run.
The first time in franchise history that they've been trailing by this many points 2 games in a row. That's not good. So Eric Johnson.
And also, when your tight end, who Eric Johnson is your leading receiver and continues to be the only guy that can get open, your offense is not going to be very productive. I mean, we've seen it in the Kansas City Chiefs, where Tony Gonzalez is their main man, and they have not been able to really move the football. For Dennis Erickson's 49ers, it's very similar. Now they're coming out in a no-huddle offense.
And it's first down. Barlow. Tino Samoa.
Well, with the score 24-0, they will allow Kevin Barlow to get 5 or 6, and then they'll hammer him.
Well, I like what San Francisco's doing. Why waste time when you're down by this many points? If you want to come back and make a run at this thing, which they do, why waste time in a huddle?
Barlow again. Ooh. Nothing doing this time. Close to a first down. He needed a yard. I don't think he got it.
We talked about at halftime about this Ram defense. These guys are fast.
Yeah.
These linebackers.
They can all run. Plus, they're the ones that have had a burden of responsibility to learn this offense. We were talking to Aeneas Williams yesterday, and he said, you know, we've gone through a little bit of a change offensively, but, you know, the guys that have to learn it the most are the linebackers.
Now
they make it, Paul, or no?
No. It's 3rd down.
Oh, man. You are so hot.
Yeah, when you're hot, you're hot.
I mean, no, you are so good tonight.
Well, you know, the difference between you and I, Joe, I can see. And you have a problem with it. You know, you can't. You're so vain, you should be wearing glasses all the time, and you don't.
I can't wear glasses all the time.
All right.
What are you going to do, Paul?
Just quarterback sneak. Get the first down.
Absolutely.
You're on the move. You only have, 6 inches to go.
And it is not 4-down territory either.
No.
If you don't make it, you just punt it away and go play defense. But
you give it to Barlow. Come on.
With Fred Beasley leading, right?
Right.
Tap and go.
You give it to Beasley. And he'll get the first down for you.
There you go.
Let's go down to Susie Colbert again.
Well, guys, you can add 2 turnovers tonight to Tim Rattay's resume of being snake bit. Just listen to this. Very first practice in minicamp. That was in May. Torn groin tendon. Almost back 4 days into training camp. Pulled a muscle in his throwing arm, and he was just about healthy. Separated his shoulder in the season opener. He said it's been tough to deal with. He knows, though, he's done everything he can. He's been in good shape, but he's got 800 people always telling him how he can get better in rehab.
Right of the snap, false start. Number 69 offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
I think that's one of the toughest things for a quarterback. You only get better with reps. Now, Tim Rattay has only started, this is his 5th game, so he doesn't have a lot of experience to draw from anyway. It's a different offense than they've had here in the past, and the best thing that could have happened to him was a chance to play. Ken Dorsey is the one that's really had a chance to get most of the work, and he's their number 2 guy.
Rattay in the meeting the other day said his shoulder felt fine, but he kept rubbing it the whole meeting.
And then you think about, what does Tim Rattay have to step into here? Well, Joe Montana only won 4 Super Bowl titles from 79 to 92. Steve Young, now Montana's in the Hall of Fame. Young should be in the Hall of Fame. Jeff Garcia went to 3 of 5 Pro Bowls that he played here, went 3 times. And Tim Rattay takes over now. And they don't really know if he can be the guy.
Again, to Wilson this time, a complete pass, another 49er first down.
I'll tell you what's amazing about him, Tim Rattay, is that, and all these things happen, he separated his shoulder in his throwing arm. And look at the way this guy's throwing the football. Well.
He said this week in practice is the best he's felt before going into the Atlanta game, which was their opener. Now, if you're the Rams defensively, now it becomes a question of pride. Can you shut him out? Keep him out of the end zone.
Miscommunication.
Rashawn Woods, their rookie wide receiver out of Oklahoma State, he decided to break it off and out, and Tim Rattay thought he was going up the field.
And Tim Rattay had to throw the ball. I'll tell you, these guys on the inside, the 4 down linemen for the Rams are just, they're running stunts and deals inside, and they are just coming after the quarterback. They don't even, when you're at a point like this at 24-0, you don't even think about them running the football.
Again, no huddle. Curtis Conway made that reception.
Aeneas Williams on the stop. I mean, he's playing the safety. Whichever way Tim Rattay turns, that's where Aeneas is going.
I love what Aeneas said to us yesterday. He said, you know, big players need to make big plays. That's what we need to do with our defense. We have big players on this defense. We have to make the big plays.
He also said that he can get so much better.
Oh, here comes the blitz. Look out. Leonard Little,
right,
the inside game.
Well, again, Pat, Leonard Little just lines up, and they're just coming after the quarterback because they don't care about the running game at this point. And Leonard Little, watch this. Watch where he comes from. All the way in the side and over the center. And no one touched him.
And this is an offensive line, like I said. Brock Gutierrez is playing center, but they lost Jeremy Newberry, their center, and they lost an anchor for this 49er offensive line.
And the lead upon it, Sean McDonald. Back to field it. 32-yard kick. And the Rams will take over with 8:01 left in the 3rd quarter.
Because Epionic is a better defensive second base.
Oh, another nice play by Klesko. The pitch to Gonzalez, hit in the air to right center. Finley on his horse, dives, makes an incredible catch. And Klesko is back to second.
I think it's pretty old. Not pitching like he's old, though. And not hitting like it is well. Long run, Magruder with a diving play. Taking away a base hit from Randy Johnson. Driven into left field. Jenkins, long run into the gap. He goes, and he slides, holds on to that baseball tonight. So 3 back. Shot, leaping, making the play, Shea Hillenbrand. Speaking of the Red Sox.
Moment 33. In 2003, a bat shattered and controversy flew.
There was cork in the bat. Sammy Sosa is ejected from the game.
Sosa was suspended for 7 games.
A lot of people started to really criticize me. Like, I'm a criminal. I made one mistake, and I say to the whole world, I'm sorry I made a mistake. I'm not perfect.
Tuesday, the Major League Baseball Division Series kicks off with 2 games. First at 1 Eastern time, the Dodgers against the Cardinals. Then at 4 Eastern, the Red Sox and the Angels. Coverage beginning with baseball tonight at 12:30 Eastern. Rams have the football. Steven Jackson is the lone setback. Handoff to Jackson. Anthony Adams led the 49er defense 24-0 before we start celebrating, guys.
These guys will keep running. Hey, you got to celebrate the little victories, Pat.
Well, yeah, but first of all, see, you're behind by 24, and you're paid to do that. That's what they pay you to do, is to make those plays.
I know. I mean, this defense will fly around.
Second down and 13. Marshall Faulk is back. Pass complete to Isaac Bruce.
You know, we talked about Mark Bulger, and Julian Peterson says we cannot allow him to set his feet. Watch this. This is what he was talking about. He sets his feet, he steps up. Look at that throw. When you say, what, 10% of the time they can set their feet and do it?
Well, you know, that's about the 3rd time in this game, though, with all the throws that he's made, about 21 throws. It's right about 10%.
That's seven catches for Bruce for 100 yards. Another 100-yard game every game this year. Ball. Marshall Faulk. First down yardage brought down by Ronnie Hurd.
He's got to be closing in on 100.
Let me do this on young Marshall Faulk.
Oh, now he's young.
Yeah, watch his footwork here. Bing. You know, when you see he sees him for as long as he has, you better not stick an arm out, because if you stick your arm out, it's going to be gone.
16 carries, 90 yards for Marshall.
I knew he was getting close to 100.
5.6 average. That'll get it done. Jackson now has taken his place.
Marshall Faulk has done an excellent job running the football, but Joey Goodspeed, young guy out of Notre Dame, watch what he does on Derek Smith. Comes around the corner. Look at the hole that he gives Marshall a chance to run through. And then on the play outside, Goodspeed goes in motion, and then he comes around outside. Salam Rashid gets turned inside with a good solid block. You talk to really great backs in this league, and they'll talk about, you know, the Joey Goodspeeds and the Fred Beasleys, the fullbacks that just make it happen.
Don't forget now, Joey has his first touchdown.
Yes.
Jackson, another carry.
You can see the difference. It's really interesting to compare the difference in the way Steven Jackson runs and you watch Marshall Faulk run. Marshall runs slower, but with a purpose. Steven Jackson, yeah, right. Steven Jackson is sort of, okay, let me see if I can find my way and figure out what I'm doing here.
Steven Jackson has got to learn how to run in the pros.
3rd and 8.
He's got to believe that the hole is where he's supposed to go and get there.
Marshall Faulk is behind Bulger. Pass incomplete in the direction of Torrey Holt. Sean McDonald, I believe, was the target.
That's a good job by San Francisco's defense. Dictate to the quarterback. Show him that you're coming 4 from his left. Make him throw the hot. And when it's 3rd and 9, you pound the receiver.
Landetta to punt it. 42 years old is Sean Landetta.
42 years young.
Young, I'm sorry.
Punters get younger.
He still can pop it.
Look at this.
Good kick. Battle all the way back at the 10 to handle it. 52-yard punt by Landetta. 10-yard return. Trev Faulk.
ESPN presents the best of Friday night fights. Prior to his 3 classics against Arturo Gatti, Mickey Ward was part of the 2001 Fight of the Year. Don't miss this 12-round classic battle between Ward and Emmanuel Augustus. Friday on ESPN.
Krzyzewski is a better defensive second baseman.
Oh, another nice play by Piazza. Klesko, the pitch to Gonzalez, hit in the air to right center. Finley on his horse, dives, makes an incredible catch. And Klesko is back to second.
I think it's pretty old. Not pitching like he's old, though. And not hitting like it as well. Long run, Magruder with a diving play. Taking away a base hit from Randy Johnson. Driven into left field. Jenkins, long run into the gap. He goes, and he slides, holds on to that baseball. Tonight, with 3 back. Shot, leaping, making the play, Shea Hillenbrand. Speaking of the Red Sox.
Your home for the thrills and spills of motorsports all season long is ESPN.
At Munster Park in San Francisco, Pat Summerall with Paul McGuire and Joe Theismann in a Ram runaway. 4 minutes 56 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. The Rams shutting out the 49ers 24-0.
The last guy you just saw was an old quarterback.
Who was that? Let's go down to Susie Colbert.
Well, Pat couldn't have said it better. The rout is on here in San Francisco. Marshall Faulk frustrated that he hadn't gotten many carries the last couple of games. 90 yards rushing, is still looking for that touchdown number 100. Mark Bulger, efficient, accurate, 17 of 23, 186 yards and a touchdown. And Isaac Bruce, the epitome of a pro, 7 catches, 100 yards, off to the best start in his 11-year career. And the Niners haven't scored in 6 quarters.
Rattay gets it to his tight end, Eric Johnson again. You know, you look at the score, 24-0, the Rams are leading. 49ers haven't been able to do anything on offense. What, in your opinion, is the state of the 49ers?
Well, I'll tell you what, it is, Terry Donahue said it's very, very bad because they can't get anybody, and they're losing. They lose Rumph. I mean, when you start losing anybody that's a starter, there is no one really to replace him.
Well, you take into consideration the amount of money that they're over the cap.
Are they still over the cap?
I'll tell you in a second.
Rattay throws.
Now that they got the first down, I'll tell you.
Okay, go ahead.
The 49ers, everybody in the league has $80 million to spend. Well, the 49ers have what's called dead money. That means they're paying the people that are not on the field, not on the roster, not on the team. $29 million.
Such as whom?
Different guys. They're all over the place. I mean, it goes back all the way to 1996 is when it started. They dug a hole, and then 2001 they got in the same problem. So you have $50 million to work with. Everybody else has $80 million. And that's just a big problem when you have to go out and sign people. Now you lose a Mike Rumph. You lose a corner. So now you have to go find a corner, but you can't pay them a whole lot of money. So what you basically become, and, you know, guys that aren't of a lot of quality, a lot of abilities, you know, they're the guys that you have to bring in. And it's tough to be able to compete against the Rams when you're playing with guys that are coming in really off the street.
And tough on a coach like Mr. Erickson.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that Dr. York, who owns the team, and I mean, he's got to realize that Dennis Erickson and Terry Donahue are faced with a very difficult situation. They don't have the players. This is a player's game. And if you don't have the players, it's tough to compete.
And I think the worst part about it is, Pat, is that, and Joe, that as we know after talking to them, and they're not going to really be that well off next year.
No.
It's going to be 2 years from now before they are. And they dug the hole, as you said, Pat, way back in 96, 7, 8, and 9, when they sold out because they thought they were going to get to the Super Bowl with their teams.
And they did. They went through it in 2001 and 3. They paid guys on the offensive side of the ball, and that's when their defense was real young. Now their offense is real young, and so they're a couple years away. And Julian Peterson continues to be the franchise player, and sooner or later you're going to have to pay him money.
Well, just one of the players that they're still paying is Jerry Rice, who's playing with the Raiders. But there are others scattered around the league.
Yeah, that's the deal when Joe mentioned the dead money. You guaranteed guys contracts an X number of dollars, and they're someplace else, and you still have to pay them.
It's the bonuses.
Yeah, the bonuses.
They're the things that kill you.
They're killing you, and these guys have got to wait 2 more years just to get out of it, or this year and another year to get out of this.
Incomplete.
Ryan Pickett almost picked this ball off.
When it happens to an expansion franchise or somebody who has never been the glory team like the 49ers, it doesn't sound so bad, but the 49ers have such great tradition, such a great history.
And I think Tim Rattay has stepped into some very big shoes. Jeff Garcia met the challenge when he was here,
right.
And now Tim Rattay is going to have to take this football team on his shoulders and grow with it.
And just one other thing about this before we get off this subject is that they were able to bring back 90% of their defense. And they know that in the National Football League, yeah, you have to have offense, but you look at the teams that go to Super Bowls. First of all, they're healthy teams. Number 2, there are defensive football teams. And number 3, they have a quarterback. And here is a situation where everything is on the defensive side for San Francisco. Offensively, they are really going to struggle.
Every one of San Francisco's quarterbacks on the roster, all 3 of them, Tim Rattay, Ken Dorsey, and Cody Pickett, all 7th-round picks.
Rattay. Pass caught down near the Ram 30.
Well, they're getting closer to field goal range.
18-yard pickup on that completion.
Kick a field goal, score 3 touchdowns, tie the game, overtime, Paul. What are you thinking?
Is his mic on?
I don't know.
Is your mic, on? Are you talking to me?
Can he see the scoreboard?
Yeah, I'm optimistic.
Barlow.
He fumbled. But I think
lost the ball.
That was Terry Jackson.
Rich Cody. It was Terry Jackson. Rich Cody applied the hit.
And something finally went their way. They got the ball back.
Well, you talk about a collision. Rich Cody just sets the wall, and Terry Jackson is not going anywhere past it.
Rich Cody's going to remember the hit too.
Kwame Lassiter comes on in and finishes it off.
2nd down, right at the 20. Barlow's back in.
Whoa. That was Cody again, and I'll tell you what, he's the one that knocks his ball down. He comes in on a blitz, on a safety blitz, and nobody touched him. There were just too many people. You're going to see him come in. He timed it perfectly, get up in the face of Rattay, and knock the ball down. That's 2 plays in a row for him.
And that's a little bit different for the Rams. The Rams have been basically corners up, safeties back defense for the last few years. Now they're getting a little more aggressive.
It's 3rd and very short. Barlow has it.
The only problem with this whole deal is that we're coming to the end of the 3rd period, and they're running out of time.
Half a minute left.
Well, we saw the Rams when they took the ball deep in their own territory.
Excuse me, you're running out of time? I'm sorry. Yes, okay, Paul. Is your mic on?
Yeah, well, they are running out of time.
Okay, you're right.
But when you saw the Rams run the ball a few times to deep in their territory, they're going to throw the ball this next series of downs a lot.
Kevin Barlow, and that should do it for the third quarter. That's the end of the third quarter with the score: the Rams 24, the 49ers nothing.
We head to the links for the '84 Lumber Classic, where PGA star Vijay Singh continued a record-breaking year. Singh held off Stuart Sink by 1 stroke, featuring a final round 69, finishing 15 under par. His 8th victory of the year surpasses Tiger Woods for the all-time single-season money title. ESPN celebrates Vijay Singh, our Athlete of the Week.
Ball stop.
Oh, no.
Philip Buchanan walks in. 31-yard touchdown.
Renteria grounds one, deflected to shortstop. This guy in O'Baraham, he got it. Oh, what a play.
28 years old.
Nix hits this one solid. Center field. Oh, my goodness, what a grab by Reed.
That's a Jim Edmonds highlight play right there.
8 games remaining after today.
Patterson fighting the glare of the sun.
Situation. Toss Anderson so he can throw as well. Left-handed, and Glenn reaches for it and catches it for the touchdown. Richie Anderson.
ESPN presents the best of Friday night fights. Prior to his 3 classics against Arturo Gatti, Mickey Ward was part of the 2001 Fight of the Year. Don't miss this 12-round classic battle between Ward and Emmanuel Augustus, Friday on ESPN.
24-0 as we head into the fourth quarter. Ball just outside the 10-yard line in the 49ers' possession. Candlestick Point. Used to be Candlestick Park. Now it's Monster Park. Barlow inside the 10. Held scoreless for 7 consecutive quarters, ties the franchise record set back in 1974.
I'll tell you what, you know, when you're looking down there, it's 3rd down, and if it comes to 4th down,
what do?
You kick a field goal, because, you know, the embarrassment of these guys when you're talking to them about being shut out, it really is. It takes its toll on the players, because there is just no way you ever want to be shut out.
On 3rd down, Rattay. Flag on the play. Flag on the play.
Aeneas Williams was almost going the other way. Whew, that was close.
Going to be holding against
Holding
the Rams.
Number 31 defense. Half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
Adam Archuleta. He doesn't think so.
Well, the Rams are trying to say, Ryan Pickett gets up and he's trying to say the ball was tipped. Well, that was just holding off the line of scrimmage. Adam Archuleta just grabbed Eric Johnson.
That's a pretty quick move by Eric Johnson to get away from him.
Mm-hmm. Well, he was a wide receiver at one time.
At Yale.
At Yale. Kevin Barlow, the deep back. Behind the line, Barlow brought down. Ryan Pickett with the penetration.
Ryan Pickett, their #1 pick in '01 out of Ohio State. Starting to really settle in on the defensive side. Damian Lewis, another defensive tackle, who again was a #1 pick. There's the big guy. That's what they're looking for. They're looking for him to just muscle his way through and get penetration.
Gutierrez, the center, try to hold him.
Still couldn't.
15th play of this drive coming up. Barlow, the lone setback.
Touchdown.
Touchdown, yes. Curtis Conway on the slant from Rattay.
I'll tell you what, and there is absolutely no defense for this. They're going for 2 points. They're going to go for 2. But watch this pass thrown here. Rattay hits this ball. There's just really no chance for anyone. The safety can't get over. The corner isn't inside. That ball is perfect.
He does a nice job of looking down the field on his first step and then turning his head, just holding the safety long enough.
And they're going to go for 2. Why not?
Yeah.
Well, 3/8 or 24.
Very good, Paul. So those classes really paid off. Citadel?
No, that's well, those are the classes after Citadel. I went 2 more years.
I thought, oh, yeah, that was your graduate course.
No running backs. Quick pass. Incomplete. Knocked down by Bryce Fisher. So it's 24-6, and it will remain that way. But the 49ers. Fake to Allstott. Oh, no. Philip Buchanan walks in. 31-yard touchdown.
Renteria grounds one, deflected to shortstop. This guy in O'Baraham, he got it! Oh, what a play.
28 years old.
Nix hits this one solid. Center field. Oh, my goodness, what a grab by Reed!
That's a Jim Edmonds highlight play right there.
8 games remaining after today.
Patterson fighting the glare of the sun.
Situation. Toss, Anderson, so he can throw as well. Left-handed, and Glenn reaches for it and catches it for the touchdown. Richie Anderson.
Your home for the thrills and spills of motorsports all season long is ESPN.
Can you handle the hard-hitting action of American football? A classic battle of offense against defense. The Chiefs and Priest Holmes take on one of the game's great defenses when they play the hard-nosed Ravens. Chiefs-Ravens, live tonight on ESPN.
Join us for a full night of football next Sunday on ESPN starting at 7:30 Eastern with NFL primetime. Then Ray Lewis and the Ravens travel to Washington, D.C. to take on Joe Gibbs' Redskins on Sunday Night Football at 8:30 Eastern. 49ers line the kickoff down to just inside the 10. Mike Fury on the return outside the 30. 24-6. The 49ers finally on the board. 13:27 left. Fake to Allstott. Oh, no. Philip Buchanan walks in. 31-yard touchdown.
Renteria grounds one, deflected to shortstop. This guy in O'Baraham, he got it! Oh, what a play.
28 years old.
Nix hits this one solid. Center field. Oh, my goodness, what a grab by Reed!
That's a Jim Edmonds highlight play right there.
8 games remaining after today.
Patterson fighting the glare of the sun.
Situation. Toss, Anderson, so he can throw as well. Left-handed, and Glenn reaches for it and catches it for the touchdown. Richie Anderson.
The classic teams, the classic moments, the classic rivalries. Join us as we relive the most historically renowned matches in the history of the game. The history of cricket continues with the classic matches. Wednesday on ESPN.
Don't forget, Tuesday, the Major League Baseball Division Series kicked off with 2 games. First at 1 Eastern, the Dodgers against the Cardinals. Then at 4 Eastern, the Red Sox and the Angels. Coverage began with baseball tonight at 12:30 Eastern Time. Some finishes in Major League Baseball, weren't there?
Oh, the Dodgers. What a comeback.
Yeah.
Finley hits a grand slam, bottom of the 9th.
How about Houston?
Yep.
And the Angels. Marshall Faulk. Let's go down to Susie Colbert.
Well, Pat, Isaac Bruce at 32 years old is off to the best start in his 11-year career. Another 100-yard night receiving. That makes him the first player in 41 years to start the season with 4 straight 100-yard receiving games. And Torrey Holt told us that every receiver should and could learn from watching Isaac Bruce. He plays the way it should be played. Consistent, fierce competitor. Mark Bolger told us he's the most competitive guy he's ever seen. He's just so quiet that you don't think so, but he brings on a real hate for his opponents.
He doesn't seem like a guy who could ever hate.
But you know, when you watch him, just watch his hands, folks, and his feet, how he gets open. He sees the open area, catches the ball with his hands. Look at this. Nice. Just when you talk about soft hands on a receiver, he has them. And he also, most importantly, finds the open area.
He wants to be a minister when his football career is over. 7 catches, 100 yards. 3rd and short. Ball may not have it.
Good.
Brand Young wrapped him up.
Good job. But San Francisco D-line has played better in the second half. And you know, you can say, well, the Rams are just sitting on it. I don't think so. I think they're trying to get things done. Good block by Goodspeed again. And in BY, Bryant Young just holding them up until help comes along.
Well, if this ball is to the 42-yard line, which I think it is, and I think he made it, and he just makes it by the nose of the ball.
You know what? I'm gonna squeal on you. I am. You're getting help.
No, I'm not getting help.
Yes,
all you have to do is look. See that marker over there where the 3rd down deal is?
Yeah.
You look at where they put that marker. That's 1st down.
Okay.
And that thing is right on the 42-yard line, and the ball was on the 42. Look at the ball on the 42. Can you see that, Joe?
You're 4 for 4.
Let me help you here about football. Let me explain how this works. How you get 1st and 10. See? You move it 10 yards, Pat. I'll talk to you for a while. If you move the ball 10 yards, you get a 1st down. Honest to God.
I believe you.
How long were you in the game before you realized that, before you learned that?
Well, not the first 11 years I played. It was the 14th year in television.
Bolger back to throw. Batted up in the air. Anthony Adams got the big paw up and knocked it up.
Anthony Adams is not, he's got the big paw, but he's sure not a big guy. He's only 6 feet tall, 300 pounds, like a little building block.
Not a big guy, 300?
Well, height-wise, 6 feet tall. You're a big guy. You're big. What are you, 6'4", Pat?
Yeah.
Yeah. Put on about 200 pounds.
Yeah.
Play tackle.
Leave Pat alone.
It's a little late for that. There's that typical Marshall Faulk move.
You know what's amazing about him? You know, you've been talking about him all night, Joe, and you did a package on this guy, but when you watch his feet, watch how quick he takes this move to the right. Watch. Bang, back to the right. He sees the hole. That's quickness.
How fast he accelerates after he makes his move. 20 carries, 112 yards for Marshall Faulk.
And that's the only thing that he does quick. You'll notice the drop step that he takes before he gets the ball is very patient, very slow, and then the burst comes.
Jackson.
A lot of whistles.
Flags come flying.
Prior to the snap, false start. Number 63 offense, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
Okay, Tercero. He's had a pretty good night. Starting in place of one of the regular starters. He's done a good job.
Chris Dishman.
Right.
Joe,
Paul?
Come on. The officials have done a great job this evening.
Well, I think everybody, the officials, not a lot of penalties. We haven't seen a lot of balls down the field where you can't tell whether they're interference or not. Both credit to the offensive lines. They've done a good job of keeping their hands in. Well, it's been a clean game that way.
There you go.
Ball again. Steven Jackson, sorry. Marshall gets a rest.
I'll tell you, old Steven Jackson learned a few things from Marshall. That little step to the inside and say, wait a minute, you know, maybe it's a lot easier running up inside where you get that quick hole than it is to try to carry it down the line of scrimmage where the fast linebackers get to you.
Speaking of fast linebackers, Julian Peterson made that tackle.
There's a guy who didn't have any camp. We have two guys in this game that had no camp. Orlando Pace, Pro Bowler. Julian Peterson, Pro Bowler.
Jackson.
You're learning fast, Mr. Jackson.
25-yard pickup. Let's go down to Susie Culver again.
And you know, it's a little bit different type of mentoring going on with Marshall Faulk and Steven Jackson because they have the advantage of having a position coach in Wilbur Montgomery, the great back for the Eagles, who knows what it's like to play the game, understands the feeling of the game. So Marshall said he doesn't really have to teach the kid about playing the game. Besides, they play in such different styles. He doesn't want to try to overload him. Wants Steven to do what he does so well. Doesn't want to take anything away from him. But truly, these Rams, they are surprised that Steven Jackson is even more than what they expected when they drafted him.
Bulger throws it away.
Yeah, Wilbur Montgomery said something interesting about Steven Jackson. He said when he came here to the Rams, they're not asking him to be the chef. They just want him to bring the dishes to the table. Marshall is the chef when it comes to cooking the food out here. They just want him to add a little bit and spell him, and he's done an excellent job. Don't look at me like that.
You didn't think that one up on your own.
No,
someone had to tell you that.
I'm quoting Marshall Faulk. I mean, done a pretty good job in the Pac-10. You look at those numbers.
And Marshall, I mean, if you know Marshall, he loves to watch this guy run.
Jackson again.
He's up, guys. The Rams like Steven Jackson so much that they moved up in the draft to take Steven Jackson with their #1 pick. And he also was the first back to be taken. When he went by the Dallas Cowboys, everybody thought, whoa, can't believe that. And the Rams just jumped on the opportunity to get him. Mike Martz has been very pleased. He's going to be hard-pressed to find things he doesn't like in this ball game on both sides of the ball, and even kicking.
I like what, and you said it too, I like what Mike Martz said about him again, that, you know, he's much more than we thought he would be.
3rd and 9. Bulger's going to try to do it himself. Gets down to about the 15. Not enough for a first down.
You know, Pat, you said Orlando Pace was the best maybe left tackle or tackle in all of football. I'll tell you something, folks, that he's been doing this entire evening. Watch Orlando Pace on the outside on Julian Peterson. Now he pushes him out. Watch this. Look at this.